President William Ruto has shed tears over what Edwin Sifuna said in Kondele. Everyone thought that the Linda Mwananchi faction could be stoned in Kondele. They thought that the goons that William Ruto's men, including Raymond Omolo, Samuel Atandi, the Member of Parliament, Alego Songa, had hired, would not allow the Linda Mwananchi rally to happen. But whatever was expected did not happen. In fact, even the Linda Mwananchi themselves, they were not so sure. They never expected the kind of reception they received today. In fact, in as much as they wanted to go to Kawur, where they'd placed the tents and it was the venue of the rally today, the residents refused to leave the road. They refused to clear the road, and therefore it forced the Linda Mwananchi to go slowly so that the people themselves can walk. They can walk with the convoy towards Kawur. You can imagine the kind of love. But whatever has drawn attention is the kind of speech Edwin Sifuna gave while in Kondele. I want us to listen. Thereafter, I will take you through the speech.
Haya, Jodhurwa untie. Huko juu mnaniona vizuri. Hapa mnaniona vizuri. Niona buna. Na nyinyi ni kina nani? Atini. Huku nyuma nyinyi ni kina nani? Nataka mseme wasikie hapa ni wapi? Hapa ni wapi? Walituambia, walitutisha, wakasema mtatuangamiza hapa Kondele. Kumbe nyinyi ni marafiki zetu bwana. Mujipigie makofi. Mujipigie makofi. Sisi tunavyojua watu wa Kisumu, nyinyi ni wapenda demokrasia. Mtu akuja aseme yake, aende, mwingine akuja aseme yake, si ndio? Na mimi nataka nishukuru watu wa Kisumu. Huu ni mwaka wangu wa 9 nikuwa katibu wenu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Asanteni kwa support ambayo mmenipatia hii miaka yote. Na mimi nawahakikishia sitawaangusha. Nataka nichukue fursa hii niwashukuru kwa sababu baada ya kitu lifanyikia Osotsi, ni nyinyi watu wa Kisumu ambao mliambia polisi wale wakora ambao walipiga mheshimiwa Osotsi. Kwa sababu tuko na rally hapa mbele, nataka niseme asanteni sana watu wa Kondele. Mungu anawapenda na sisi tunawapenda. Hatutawaangusha. Hapa Kisumu ndio wanatuambia ati kuna kura ya Kasongo hapa. Ngoja nione. Wacha niangalie. Kura ya Kasongo iko pale. Hapa kuna kura ya Kasongo. Huku kuna kura ya Kasongo. Mnasemaje Kisumu? Kisumu! William Ruto! Na broadbase yake. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
I'm sure even Sifuna himself was doubting. At some point maybe he pinched his skin or rather he pinched, his chin to see whether he is asleep or awake, because he never expected that the people of Kondele, the people of Kisumu at large would show that kind of love. It was something they never expected. So in Kondele, Kondele is known for a long time that there are people who have a stand, there are people who stone whoever who they don't subscribe to. And people thought that the goons that were hired by the people close to William Ruto could cause mayhem in Kondele. In fact, they knew, many people in Kenya knew that the Linda Mwananchi, in fact, would not even stop at Kondele because it could be chaotic. But unfortunately, the people of Kondele, they love the movement. They love one term. So Edwin Sifuna asked them whether there is any vote for William Ruto in Kondele. Surprisingly, there was the people were so mad. They were happy that they're not gonna vote for William Ruto. Yeah. He even asked them to raise hands. Whoever who wants to vote for William Ruto is saying 2 term. Everybody was in 1 term, and this is something that has hurt William Ruto badly. And there are reasons why William Ruto is shocked by what happened in Kisumu today. Because number 1, William Ruto has spent a lot of money to make sure he has bought the region. He has spent a lot. During the time Raila Odinga was alive, he spent quite a fortune to support him so that he can vie for the AU chairmanship. But unfortunately, the late Raila did not win. Equally, he has brought a lot of developments to the Luo Nyanza. You know, there wasn't that development in the past regimes. But he tried to coerce them. He tried to entice them through developments. Therefore, he was so sure. Yani, he was so sure that the Luo Nyanza was his, and that was his last bargain for clinching another term in presidency. Because the Mount Kenya people, they're the ones who had, voted so much. They came out in large numbers to vote for William Ruto in 2022 election. But right now, things have changed. After impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, he has tried to unify the Mount Kenya region, and he has ganged them against William Ruto. Therefore, he has been banking, William Ruto has been banking on the Luo Nyanza votes. So whatever happened today is a clear indication that the Luo Nyanza is not with William Ruto. They may be with William Ruto because of what they are receiving, the kind of goodies, the kind of, tokens he usually give them when he is touring those areas. But their hearts are not with William Ruto. That is what I've come to realize today. And it's evident from the videos, it is evident from the photos we've received online of how the rally took place. Another thing and another reason why Raila, or rather William Ruto, is not happy and is so bitter with Edwin Sifuna. William Ruto is one man who goes to Kisumu, but anaenda kama anakimbia, like he's not sure of what he's doing. But today, Edwin Sifuna and the Linda Mwananchi wametembea. They've stamped their authority in Kisumu. Yani, you know, there are people, when Raila died, there were people who never knew where to follow. Now that ODM, we have the Linda Ground, the Linda Mwananchi, you know, there have been so many issues with the ODM. Many people in Kisumu, many people in Luo Nyanza, because Kisumu will determine the stand of others in the larger Luo nation. Many people walikuwa nashindwa, like, where are they going? Who do they follow? So today, it was stamped. And many people now are following Babu Wino and Edwin Sifuna. If you are so keen, in many videos that are going on are taking rounds online, many Luos were saying that Raila's spirit has reincarnated. It is now in the hearts and in the spirits of Babu Wino and Edwin Sifuna. And therefore, the way they loved Raila Odinga to some extent, to an extent where they were referring to him as their God. Now the Luo nation will stand with Babu Wino, will stand with Edwin Sifuna. You know, I thought Edwin Sifuna is loved in Nairobi alone. I thought in Vihiga the love can be genuine because those are lawyers. I thought in Nakuru, you know, he was loved because Nakuru is a cosmopolitan town and it has people, maybe lawyers were there and people from Nairobi, perhaps that is why he was received. But in Luo Nyanza, in Kisumu, in fact, when Edwin Sifuna stood, everyone was happy. People were happy. They received him as a king. And that is a clear indication that they are the future of the Luo nation, the future of Kenya. And that is what William Ruto does not like. That is why he's so bitter with Edwin Sifuna. He's so bitter with everything that happened in Kisumu. Lastly, Edwin Sifuna deconstructed Linda Ground completely. You know, he said that broad-based fagia wote, broad-based wende nyumbani, broad-based ni one term. By that he meant he was ganging, or rather Edwin Sifuna was ganging the people of Kondele against Oburu Oginga, against Gladys Wanga, against Samuel Atandi, against those people who are closer to William Ruto, those who are singing day and night, singing broad-based, 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 broad-based. Raila left us broad-based, broad-based. And that thing is hurting William Ruto because he knows that the Linda ground, they are the people from the Luo Nyanza who could help him clinch presidency. In fact, they could help him, consolidate a few votes from the Luo Nyanza, consolidate a few votes from coastal region where Raila, had a strength there. There are strongholds of ODM, strongholds of Raila Odinga, and William Ruto had banked on this group of people, the likes of Oburu Oginga, to deliver the votes to him, and that is why he is so bitter. I want to take you back to show you the kind of love the Linda Mwananchi was accorded. It reached a point when it was late. It was around 4 in the evening, and it had become late. Magari zinaenda polepole, the convoy was moving slow. Babu Wina kwambia tafadhali tuharakishe. The people started running alongside the vehicles, running. Yani mtu ameacha kazi yake anakimbia wafike pamoja na hiyo rende ya kina Edwin Sifuna. That tells you that was pure love. And it's a matter of time. The Linda Mwananchi is a movement to watch in Kenyan politics. I don't know what you think. You can give your comment down there in the comment section. We shall talk, we shall discuss. Perhaps it can give us the basis of whatever we're gonna talk in the next video. Kindly, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content. Equally hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new